Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to have a fun little discussion all about ball powders. The other day I had someone ask, why do you never recommend ball powders? Why do you not like them? Well, I'm going to answer that question in today's video. And as you can tell, guys, I've got a lot of dust on my ball powders, and I'm going to explain why I don't really use them. I'm going to have a short and a long answer to why I don't particularly like ball powder. Here's the short answer, just straight up giving it to you. Ball powder is inferior in just about every single way to extruded powder. Extruded powder will shoot smaller. It will have lower ES and a lower standard deviation. That about sums it up. But let's get into my long, more detailed version of why I don't use ball powder. And there's definitely, like all things in life, there's some gray area about all of this, okay? So just because this is what I'm saying doesn't mean you need to follow the reloading gospel of reloading Weatherby. I just want to show you the basic differences between extruded powder and ball powder. This in my little tray is Hodgdon's H4831SC. It is one of my favorite extruded powders, and it's one of my favorite powders just of all time. It shoots small in everything you load it. Extruded powder, well, they look like little logs, okay? Here is a relatively new ball powder from Winchester, Stayball 6.5. And it's a pretty popular one because you can get some crazy good velocities with ball powder. We'll talk about a couple of things that ball powder does that a lot of people gravitate towards. And one of those is high velocity. So the ball powder looks exactly like how it's described. They're spherical and they're very small. And we'll go into some of the reasons ball powder is used in factory ammo and some of the benefits of ball powder here. Let's go ahead and do that. If you didn't know, most factory ammo uses ball powder. Yep, even Weatherby does. Now, one thing, let me get the mic there, that you can kind of tell before you even open up a case, if you pull a bullet, you can kind of tell if it's ball powder or not, is you just shake it. So one thing you can tell, it kind of sounds like sand in there. So let's just talk about this. There's a lot of good shooting factory ammo. A lot of it comes from Barnes. I've had great success with Barnes bullets in factory ammo. And most of what they're using is ball powder.
3600.
So can ball powder shoot really well? Absolutely. I just will argue that extruded powder does better. For example, this Precision Hunter ammo that's in 300 PRC right here. Good friend, Big Timber Lodge, he has a Seekins PH2 and it shoots Precision Hunter ammo lights out. Hornady will neither confirm or deny, but I'm 99% sure Hornady uses Stayball HD in their ammo. It shoots it so small, like he's gotten quarter MOA and smaller with that. Yeah, ball powder can shoot small. I will not deny that. So I think there are at least a couple reasons why ammo manufacturers use ball powder. Number one, it is quite a bit cheaper than extruded powder. And I think a lot of people go away from extruded powder because, hey, I can get pretty good accuracy with ball powder and spend a lot less money. And I think ammo manufacturers have that exact same philosophy. We can make pretty darn good ammo. It's going to be cheaper. That's probably the big reason. And the second reason, I think it is pretty important, is with the machines that load the bullets, put the powder in it. One of the big main benefits of ball powder versus extruded is how well it meters. So you can have a bit more consistency when you load ammo with ball powder. All right, let's go ahead and now go into the reasons why I don't use ball powder. We're going to start out with the most trivial reasons I don't really like using ball powder, and then we'll go to more serious reasons. So again, the first couple ones, is it really that big of a deal? Not really, but it is a little bit of a nuisance. First reason is ball powder is just messy, and it's really not fun to try to clean out of your powder dispenser. It just likes to stick and not come out. Another little nuisance with ball powder is it's a messy when it dispenses. We'll see here in a sec. It just bounces everywhere. Now, extruded powder does it too, but I feel like ball powder does it a little worse. Like I said, this is nitpicking. So the next reason why I don't particularly like ball powder is it will stick to the pan when you're trying to dispense it into the case. So you see these two little kernels don't want to go in. Just kind of annoying. And it sticking also goes both ways. If you're ever wanting to like pull a bullet, yeah, your ball powder is going to be stuck in there. Just a few little kernels will always be stuck in there when you pull a bullet. The next reason, now this is a reason for a lot of other people. I personally think this is extremely overblown with even ball powder and extruded powder, but the vast majority of ball powder is very temperature sensitive. Again, I personally believe this is extremely overblown. My fix for this, because I do use a lot of temperature sensitive extruded powders, is I do my load development in the temperature I'm going to hunt. So it's not a big deal to me. But a lot of powders are temperature sensitive, meaning in a hotter climate, you're going to have more pressure and it's going to increase your velocity. And it could definitely affect your accuracy. And vice versa, if it's really cold, you're going to lose velocity and you could lose out on some accuracy. But for a lot of people, they don't like ball powders because it's extremely temp sensitive. Now, some of the newer stuff, like the Stay Ball line, is, well, temperature insensitive. Now, every powder is going to be affected by the temperature. It's just by how much. So there's a reason, not the biggest deal to me, but for a lot of people, it is a big deal. Let's just get to the main reason I use extruded powder. They shoot smaller. This is what I've always found. And if you look at what the bench rest and F-class guys are using, they don't use ball powder at all. They're all using extruded powder. And a lot of them, especially in the 7PRCW, are using Vihtavuori N555. Now let's go over the reality, okay? I'm not competing in F-class. I'm not competing in bench rest. I don't need bug hole groups to hunt. That's really a big misconception, I think, for a lot of hunters, is they just need the really, really tiny accuracy. Not really. I understand the counter argument of, going with a ball powder is it's cheaper and you don't really need the really high precision that you would need, that you can get with extruded powder. Like, what's the big deal? I get that. I really do. Now, my counter argument is I want to get the best precision that I can so that I can make as an ethical shot as possible. Now let's talk ES and SD. Yes, I think extruded powder will definitely get you better ES and SD. And I also will say that it's over talked about and emphasized too much. Is it important in F-class? 100%. Is it really that important for your average Joe going hunting? Not at all. All right, to end the video, I want to say some nice things about ball powder. Not completely a ball powder hater. Now, in the beginning of the video, I said if all you care about is getting velocity, I would say there is one ball powder that beats everything else as far as velocity goes. I don't actually have it on me. It's kind of hard to find. It's Ramshot LRT. That powder is absolutely ridiculous if you just want some velocity and you shoot a really overbore cartridge. I was able to get stupid fast velocities out of my 300 Weatherby with a 225 grain ELDM. I did do a YouTube short on it, and this is what I was able to get.
3113.
So when it comes down to it, the reasons I don't use ball powder are really, I want to eke the most accuracy out that I can get with my rifles. I have found extruded powder does a little bit better than ball powder.